Good morning, friends on Zoom and YouTube. I am coming live from Ojai, California, and I'm a little concerned about my connection up here. Good morning, friends on Zoom and YouTube. So I am coming from if we have a glitchy connection, or if we get cut off, my apologies. I am running all of these platforms from one iPhone, so we'll see if it's able to carry all three: the Zoom, the Facebook, and the YouTube. Let's give it a try. Good morning and Merry Christmas from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn, and this is our daily devotional on Christmas Day 2020. I'm so very glad to have you join us. We've been reading this week Isaiah 61 verses 10 and 11 and Isaiah 62 verses 1 through 3. And today I would like for us to look a little more closely at verses 2 and 3. Verses 2 and 3 of chapter 62. So I'm reading from the New Revised Standard Version, Isaiah 62, verses 2 and 3. This is, as you know, the prophet speaking on behalf of God to the people of Israel who have returned to Jerusalem after a long period, decades of captivity in Babylon, and they're excited about the prospect of rebuilding their city, but they've been overcome with the overwhelming challenge that presents to them. And the prophet is trying to speak to encourage them, and the Lord is bringing them encouraging words. So this is verses 2 and 3 of Isaiah 62, 2 and 3. The nations shall see your vindication, and all the kings your glory, and you shall be called by a new name that the mouth of the Lord will give. You shall be a crown of beauty in the hand of the Lord, and a royal diadem in the hand of your God. This notion of being given a new name is the betrothal naming, the new name that you receive when you are betrothed to someone. And here, of course, we are betrothed to the Lord and the people of Israel here. And I think for us as followers of Christ, I think our new name is Christ, to have Christ in us. And Paul even goes so far as to say that we become Christ. That is, I think, our desire, and what is really the goal of all of this. Why we do all of this, why we celebrate Christmas and Easter and come together as a church. We do all of this to become like Christ and to have Christ in us. And so I want us to reflect for a moment this morning on Christmas morning, what that might mean. I think it means that our lives bring the peace of Christ that is delivered on Christmas Day with the coming of the Christ child. And I want to read to you this beautiful little passage from Meister Eckhart. It's called Becoming Peace. And I think it speaks a perfect word to us on this Christmas day. What is the heart of lasting peace in our lives and for our world? Simply this: the realization that what God accomplishes in the only begotten, God does in each of us as well, so that we might become this beloved one. To what end? So that we might learn to love ourselves, and as we do this, as we learn to love ourselves for who we truly are, we cannot but love everyone else in the same manner. This is the source of the wisdom whose end is the peace we were meant to become, which is beyond our understanding, but not beyond what we long to know in our experience. I'll close with this Christmas prayer from Harry Emerson Fosdick. For all light and loveliness that shine upon our lives, we bless thee, but above all, for the babe of Bethlehem. With humble footsteps and reverent hearts, we come to the manger of the child. Lead us away from our pride and conceit to the humility of childlikeness today. May the kingdom of heaven belong to us, because in spirit we have become teachable as children, and in us the world might see the peace of Christ that passeth all understanding. Amen. Thank you for joining me this morning from Pilgrim Congregational Church. I'm Patrick Horn. Merry Christmas.